We saw that a lot of Canadians, their confidence in what's going to happen in the future has gone down. Yeah. And as a result of that, a lot of people are foregoing those big expenditures. So buying a new car, buying a house. So we've got a lot of supply right now into the marketplace, but the demand, the amount of people that are willing and able to buy, we're seeing that that's been dampened. So what does that do? It makes it a buyer's market.
Welcome to another episode here at our podcast series. We're excited as always. We are with you, and it's been a tumultuous February. What a month it has been.
Shoveling snow.
Shoveling snow. Markets going up and down, planes going up and down. Elections? So we're here on the final day of February, getting set for March, and we are hearing that tariffs are coming next week. So we've been talking about it. It's like a bad country song?
Yeah, exactly.
So
right?
Tariffs are coming next week.
Yeah.
So what do you think we should be doing? What do you think is a good investment going forward? There's earnings season right now. What are you seeing? What are you hearing on the streets of Bay and Adelaide or Oshawa? What are you hearing on the streets?
Yeah, no, I mean, number one, not to panic. Right, that's probably, and that's hard. We're kind of human beings.
Yeah.
And the news from the U.S. is erratic.
Yeah.
Right. One day tariffs are good. Next day with no tariffs. And then there's going to be reciprocal tariffs and so on and so forth. So really, if you have a plan in place, follow your plan.
Yeah.
If you don't, now is the time to have a plan in place and make sure that you kind of are invested in certain investment or certain vehicles that are not necessarily tariff proof, but that will weather the tariff storm. Because the tariffs I'm thinking they are coming.
Okay, so they're coming. You said have a specific tool or have tools in your arsenal that will equip you to deal with what is coming. What is that tool that you have that can be useful?
So number one, depends on your risk tolerance.
Okay.
Right. So if you've got a very low risk tolerance, then having GICs, cashable GICs, redeemable money market funds, right? So an emergency. So should something happen, the loss of your job as a result of the tariffs, at least you've got an emergency funds that could help you weather the storm. Two, if you're one of the lucky ones that has additional money to invest, and maybe think of this as a buying opportunity, right? Right now, the markets are actually doing extremely well. The Canadian market, all-time high, U.S. market, European markets are all doing well. So now could potentially be a good time to look at diversifying. If you're all in into crypto, if you're all in into Canadian equities, if you're all in into US stock, then maybe now's the time to diversify it. A little bit here, a little bit there. So if the tariffs impacts this investment, then hopefully this investment will go up.
Okay. So I want to talk about something that we saw. I think I shared it with you. Why do you think the banks might be a good investment for the tariffs?
That's my favorite.
That's your four-letter word, the five-letter words that you like? Right.
The banks. If you can't beat them,
join them.
I mean, service charges keep going up, but their profitability also keeps going up. So can't beat them, buy the banks, right? Why? Number one, stability. We just saw BMO, Scotiabank, who reported with record profits. National Bank also came out this week with also record second quarter profits.
TD is there.
TD's coming. If by the time we air, TD and Royal will probably have provided their results, and we're hoping for stellar results. And they may even increase my favorite investment vehicle, dividends. So they may even increase their dividends. And right now, the banks are yielding anywhere between a 4% to 5% dividend yield.
That's amazing.
So your GIC at the bank doesn't even give you a 4 or 5% over 1 year, right? For 1 year. So I'm bullish on the banks. Furthermore, the banks, they abide by my philosophy of diversification. So they have a foothold in the U.S. I know TD, my bank, you could see a great deal of TD branches in the South. BMO recently acquired a U.S. bank in the West. They also have BMO Harris that's in Middle America, in Chicago. Royal is everywhere. Scotia has a Latin American influence, foothold. So they're fully diversified. So they will be buffered against the potential tariffs. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the stock may not go down. Profitability may not go down, but it's not going to go down as much as, let's say, the auto industry.
Right. So buy the banks. That's our tag today.
Buy
the banks. Buy the banks because they're defensive, as you talked about earlier.
Yes.
Buy the banks because you're going to get good dividends.
Yes.
Buy the banks because they can sustain the tariffs, hopefully.
Yes.
And buy the banks because their stock is not going to be so volatile that you're going to lose 10% on a day.
Are we sponsored by the big five banks? They should be paying us for all that. Another one, you've mentioned defensive investments. Think of what do we actually need. We need food and shelter. So through good times and bad times, we need to eat. So I would buy also the grocery stores, the Loblaws, the Sobeys. And guess what? When our income goes down, maybe we can't go to Loblaws anymore. Maybe we're going to go to the discounters. So maybe we're going to go to No Frills. But guess what? Loblaws owns No Frills, right? So all of them have discounters. So since we all need to eat, then maybe the grocery stores, I know it's a 4-letter word right now for many, but if we're going to buy Canadian, then why don't we benefit? We buy at that grocery store and we buy their stock. And guess what? They provide good, healthy dividends also.
That's right. So with the tariffs coming, buying Canadian grocery stocks, buy Canadian bank stocks, that's the way to go.
I'm with you.
So
go Canada.
Go Canada. It's amazing to see that happening. And one of the other things about Canada that's happening is houses are becoming more available. People are buying
more affordable. Right? The supply
Yeah.
hasn't changed. We're seeing that housing starts are actually going down. So housing starts are the number of new homes that are being built, condos, semi-detached and detached homes. So year to year, that number is going down. But because a lot of people, I just saw a Conference Board of Canada, Board of Trade, came up with their consumer confidence index, and we saw that a lot of Canadians, their confidence in what's going to happen in the future has gone down. And as a result of that, a lot of people are foregoing those big expenditures. So buying a new car, buying a house. So we've got a lot of supply right now into the marketplace. but the demand, the amount of people that are willing and able to buy, we're seeing that that's been dampened. So what does that do? It makes it a buyer's market,
Yeah.
right? As opposed to a seller's market. So we're seeing prices kind of stabilize. So if you're in the hunt for, you know, your first home, your property, or even a second home, now is the time before kind of that spring rush to get a foothold into the marketplace.
Excellent. So that's where we end February. That's where things are. And go March, what's there? Filing our taxes early.
Yes.
And contributing to RRSP so that we can get the benefit?
That's right. So March 3rd is the RSP contribution deadline. So if you haven't done so, you might be too late. And that's one of the biggest tax deductions that most Canadians have. So you've got until March 3rd to make your RSP contribution. So definitely do so.
So do so, and we will see you in March. Thank you so much for being here on our podcast today. We appreciate the expert Pierre Tomacek as always. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing our content. We'll have more updates for you in March. Take care. Bye-bye for now.
Bye for now.